Hi, Jason from Concealment Solutions here. Today we're not going to talk about holsters. Today we're going to talk about stippling and retexturing the grip on your polymer gun. Now recently I picked up a copy of Recoil magazine, and it had a really good article in here about how to stipple the grip on your gun using a soldering iron, and I found that pretty interesting. And I thought, heck, I'm going to give it a try. Keep in mind, I had never done this before. I don't have the greatest equipment, but I want to kind of show how easy this is to do, and you don't have to have real expensive equipment to do it to get good results. Now, I was fortunate that I had this Kel-Tec P11 dummy gun that I could practice on before I went for the real deal, and so I used some different heads on my soldering gun, tried out some different things, and kind of figured out where I wanted to go with the gun that I'm going to do this with. I'm going to be using a super nice soldering gun that I picked up at Harbor Freight for $9. So this is a cheap and effective way to get a little more grip, if that's what you're looking for. And it came with a bunch of different tips that I've experimented with to get different results, and we're going to show you some of the details and how we did that. The subject of this experiment will be my new, well, it's not new, but recently acquired Car TP9. I just got this on trade. Traded another gun for it. It's in great shape. It shoots great. Really like the gun. The previous owner had a Hogue grip on this. I don't know if it was glued on or what, but he actually removed it, and we'll get some close-up pictures of this so you can see what actually happened. But this right side of the grip is basically melted, so it's real smooth and flat. When I picked up this gun, or when I was going to pick up this gun, I had the intentions of re-stippling the grip anyway, so when he showed it to me and that was kind of messed up, didn't really bother me. I thought I was getting a good deal with the trade anyway. So we're gonna put the soldering gun to this. We're gonna show you what we did and how we did it, and you're gonna learn along with us. So we'll see what happens. So I experimented on this grip to see what kind of results I was going to get. I started off with this tip, and this is kind of a broad-nosed, blunt tip. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, I did this whole one side of the grip with that. The next one I used this tip here, and this was a very sharp point. I took that to a belt sander and just took the tip off of it. Make it a little more blunt, and I did actually I did this back strap with that. Then I moved to a finer tip, and this one I took the very tip of it off as well, but left a little more of it than the other one. So a little finer point, still a blunt end. And I did this section up here, and I don't know if you can see it very well, but this real fine section right up the corner of the back strap. This section right here, that's the section that I was the most pleased with, and I did that with the chisel tip, a large chisel tip. On the soldering iron, and I just kind of made those hash marks, and I went over and over the same section several times to kind of break it up. I didn't like it when it looked like an even pattern. I wanted it to be broken up and look more random, and this is pretty aggressive. It's kind of in the magazine article they referred to this as like a shark skin. That's what I think I'm going to do the most of what we're going to do today on that car. that's what I like. It's got the feel I like. It's got the look I like. And then I'm going to do some finer texturing in different points, probably under the trigger guard. As you can see, that's kind of ugly on this one. Wasn't crazy about that. That's where I started when I first started testing this thing out. But I think we're going to use a combination of the chisel point and this finer point to get what we want on this car arms, this TP9. Let me show you that real quick so you can see what we started with. Right here, if you look, you can see you got a little bit of polymer damage right there from that Hogue grip that was on there, and then again down here lower. That side, that's not really the issue. You flip it over, that's pretty ugly and really unacceptable in a grip on a gun, in my opinion. You know, still shoots great, but we're gonna see if we can fix this. I was a little disappointed the logo got messed up on this side. I was hoping I could keep those in there. This side I'm definitely going to work over that and blend it in with the texturing that I do. This side I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to leave the logo in there or not. I probably will. And then so we're going to do the shark skin on the flats of the grip, and then up these edges underneath the back strap here we're going to do that the fine points, and then we'll do the fine points underneath the underneath the front strap and on the bottom of the trigger guard. That's the plan. So we'll get started on that and show you the process and how it goes, and hopefully we'll end up with something that looks good and is functional as well. Okay, so here we are ready to get started. As you can see, I've field stripped the gun so that I don't have anything in the way. We're going to start on the ugly side, and right now the plan is I'm more or less going to keep the texturing that I'm going to do inside the existing texture on the grip. We're going to start there. There's some sections out here and up in here that are kind of buggered up from that other grip, and we'll address that issue later. The plan, the back strap and the front strap are in good condition. I'm happy with the texturing that the gun has on that, so that's going to stay. We're going to do a little bit up underneath here and up under there. So let's get started. The soldering iron's been warming up and it should be ready to go. I am going to turn a fan on, so it's going to hopefully not be too noisy, but you want to work with good ventilation, and I just want to make sure that the fumes and stuff that are going to come off of this polymer aren't going straight up into my nose. They're going to blow on down the shop and out the door. So let's get started. As you can see, I've got my chisel point on there. It's nice and warm and ready to go. So here we go. Now, as you can see, it really doesn't take much to melt this stuff, so you want to keep moving. You don't want to stay in any one point for very long, and particularly with this pattern that we're doing, you're going to go over it multiple times. So if you miss a spot or it's not quite right, doesn't matter. You can go back over it multiple times, and you'll see as we progress on this how that plays out. You start doing a second pass here, you want to overlap where you started and kind of get all those hash marks blended in there together. Okay, so that's the initial run right there. Still looks a little bit rough. We're going to work it over some more, kind of fill in so you can't see these distinguished patterns that went down and break it up a little bit, and that'll take us a few more minutes, but that kind of gives you the idea of what you're looking at. Okay, so we're basically done with this first side here. And this, I don't know if it's the polymer, if it was the glue or whatever had messed it up, but it had a little different feel to it than my practice gun. A little thicker, a little goopier, I guess. Decent, actually quite a bit of texture. This, I can tell you right now, we're gonna run some sandpaper over this just to smooth off the edges so it's not quite as chunky. But I don't know. I think it's an improvement on a melted grip so far. We'll see how the other side goes and the rest of it from here. Okay, so we hit that newly textured grip with some sandpaper, some 220 grit, and just kind of knocked off the real harsh peaks there. Smoothed it out a little bit, and I think it looks pretty nice. I'm happy with keep getting it out of the viewfinder there. I'm happy with how it looks. Looks a lot better than it did. A little discoloration up in here where it was melted, but I don't think there's anything I can do to change that. Definite improvement in my opinion. Feels nicer, looks nicer. We'll see what we can do with the rest of it. Okay, so here we have the finished product. This is the first side we started with. That was all melted and everything. See, there's a little bit of discoloration in through here from, I guess it was the glue or whatever affected the polymer and melted it in the first place. But let me zoom in on it, see if we can give you a little better idea of what the texture looks like up close. But I think it turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's give you a look at the rest of it. There's that stippling that I redid on the back strap. Much happier with it the way it is than the way it was starting out. And then we've got that little bit right there on the front strap and the trigger guard. I don't know if you can see it very well or not, but anyway. And then finally the good side of the gun looks real good, I think. I wish we could have saved the logo on the other side. I think it just gives it a little classier look. Looks a little more professional, not quite so homemade in your garage look, but all in all, I think it looks pretty good. It feels good. Running over it with a little bit of sandpaper to knock the real sharp edges off made a big difference. And anyway, that's it. There you have it. Okay, so there you have it. Now you know how to either destroy a perfectly good gun or enhance it, however you want to look at it. I'm happy with the results. I think it was a definite improvement on what I had. So have fun with that. If you want to learn more about it, Recoil Magazine. This is their premier issue. So magazine's great. Got a lot of really good articles. And they're short, so those of you who listen to the Gun Dudes a lot and have a really short attention span will like the magazine. So, and if you're not listening to the Gun Dudes already, you ought to check out the Gun Dudes podcast and the Road Gunner podcast. You can find them on iTunes. Thanks, we'll talk to you later.